Hello, everybody. So, as you all know, we're going to focus on drawing a weasel today. It's called a least weasel, is its name. I don't know if anybody's been lucky enough to see a weasel in the wild. They're quite rare, but they are hiding out there. So I'm going to show you some photos. Just share my screen. See, this is a really good photo. Can everybody see that? A really good photo that a friend called Steve took. I can send you these links afterwards. Isn't that amazing? And his eyes are really clear, and you can see how they almost look like triangles, don't they, his eyes, or the outer edges of them. And this is another one. It's a great photo too. And this one of him hiding in between the rocks. And this one, I'm pretty sure, is that it's not a real, he's not alive. He's at the Natural History Museum. You might recognize him. But he is a carnivore. The weasels eat meat, so they do need quite strong teeth to be able to eat things. This is a stamp that was designed in 2004. So they have quite a long body. And this is another one. And this one's quite cute, isn't it? I think they have quite hairy feet, from what I can see in the photos. So I need to come out of this. And no, it's this one. I had stopped the share. Hang on, I need to share screen. No, this one. Okay, this is another photo that somebody called Raymond Galia took and sent to us so that we can share it on our pages. And I need to find another photo, but I need to open it. There he is. That's a really good photo that Raymond Galia took. And Raymond, the photographer, was kind enough to say that it's fine for us to use this photo to paint from. So just to tell you a little bit about the weasel, some of you may already know that its Maltese name is Il Ballotra, and it's the only terrestrial, so terrestrial means that it's only on the ground, and the only terrestrial carnivorous animal, so it eats meat. It can grow up to 23 centimeters long, and it's also the smallest carnivorous mammal on Earth. It eats rats and mice, and sometimes rabbits and chickens. And we don't know how many we have in Malta, but I think some of you have probably visited the Natural History Museum in Mdina, and they're doing a study about mammals in Malta. So hopefully one day they'll have records about how many we have here. And some of the things that are a threat to the weasel are things like habitat destruction. So the places where they live, they need more countryside to be able to live. And sometimes they get hit by cars and disturbance as well. So whenever we're looking for them, we need to be quite quiet and just sit and in nature and see if we can spot them. Because if we make loads of noise, they'll probably be quite frightened of us. So let's get drawing and painting. I need to pin. Okay, if I spotlight this video. So on the screen, you should be able to see my title page, my nature diary, hopefully. Check that everybody's here. Okay. So I just wanted to show you again the idea of the nature diary. So there are holes here, you should be able to see them. And then I finished my January page. Hopefully everybody else has filled up their pages. So there's the robin that we painted last time. And then at the end of the year in December, we'll thread it together with ribbon. Okay? So we don't have to do that now. We can do that later on this year. So this is my February page.
Yeah. Okay, here.
Okay. So there's the weasel, the first time I drew it. And let's get some blank pages out next. So this is my blank page. And I've drawn, I don't know if anybody can see that, across the top, I've written February because this is going to be my February page. And I need holes down the side. So I've already punched some holes down the side on another page. And you can just mark them with a pencil, like this. And then you take your hole punch. You don't have to do this now. And then just punch the holes.
Miss,
Yeah?
do we need the watercolor paper?
Sorry?
Do we need this special watercolor paper or normal paper?
If you have the watercolor paper and you're using watercolors, that's better.
Do we need to tear it off? But from the bunch, do we need to tear it off?
If you have spirals on the edge.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You don't have to tear it off if you don't want to. You can keep it together like a book. So then you don't have to put the holes in it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I'm putting holes in mine because later on I will be putting ribbon through it. So threading it, putting it all together. So now that's done, we can start drawing. So you need a pencil and a rubber for now, that's all really. So you need to decide where you're going to put your weasel on your page. If you just mark it with some small marks, and looking at the photo, it's a bit of a funny shape. If you say, and I'm covering the page quite a bit here. If you can even see those marks. And now we're going to keep the pencil very light and very loose, okay? And keep your hand, try not to press too hard. And we're just going to draw shapes at first. Okay, so do you know when you get those balloon animals? That's what we're going to do first of all. So if you draw one sausage-like shape for the main body, can everybody see that? I'm going quite light because we don't need all of these marks afterwards. And then draw another smaller sausage for the neck.
I'm sorry.
It's a much shorter sausage for the neck and is a bit angular. What we're going to do is draw a triangle.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How can we pin to your screen because we can't see what you're drawing?
Neither can us.
Can't you?
Neither me.
Oh no. Let me check what's going on.
Not yours.
Let me stop share and then say gallery.
It's good now.
You can see it now.
Yes, it's good. Yes. Yes. It's good. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just can't have the photo on screen, that's all. Or what I can do is send you the, oh, I can't send you the photo actually.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I think I have to start it over again
Why?
because I made a mistake.
What's the mistake? Can you rub it out?
Yes.
Yeah, you can rub it out then.
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry too much. And we don't want to waste the paper. Okay, and at the moment we're drawing it quite roughly and keeping the pencil light. So don't worry if you make mistakes. So we've drawn a triangle, okay? It's a bit of a funny shaped triangle, but kind of box shaped triangle. That, and then I'm going to draw a little bit of a square at the tip of the triangle. And then we need the tail we can draw a kind of sort of semicircular balloon. And then we want another sausage shape, a small sausage shape for the legs here. And we'll just draw a circle around the claws. And a circle here and a circle there. Okay, so everybody should have that shape. Those shapes, I mean. He looks very strange at the moment. Okay, and then when you've finished doing that, we need to join the shapes together. So his back is pretty much ready. So if you draw from his back, and then you need to join to his neck. And then keep drawing up there. And then let's start from his neck on the other side. And then draw down to his leg. And then his belly. we can give him a little bit of a, see, even I have to use a rubber, so don't worry about making mistakes. Draw his belly, and then come down to his leg, and let's finish his tail so that we have the main part of his body. And his tail is pretty much ready. Okay, and then need to draw his hind leg. And if you come down in a straight line from his hind leg, because when you look at animals like dogs or cats, when they sit down, you notice what their legs are like at the back, because they use them to jump and to run. So if you come down and make it, it's like a little bit flat. And then just draw along that sausage. We'll leave the paws for the end. And then it's quite good to, let's draw this part for now. We'll just draw a straight line up. And when you think about those animals again, you can't quite see it in the picture, but his leg, because he's holding it back, then you will see that line across the front of his body. And then his paw comes out like that. So I'm going to rub off. I'm going to keep you all muted, okay, just in case. But if you do need to ask me anything, of course, unmute yourselves.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So my internet was really bad and I was a bit late. Can you please teach me how to do the little triangle bit for the face?
Sure. Okay. So basically we drew a pointed triangle.
Okay.
See? It's not an exact triangle, it's at a bit of an angle. So then you draw the top across the top. So that's going to be the top of his head.
Okay, thank you.
That's okay. And it's a bit cubed. So you can draw the line down there, just so it gives a bit of the shape of the head.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, thank
So
you.
you can catch up with us. So he's already starting to take form, isn't he? So let's draw the head next. So if you take the line of that bottom shape of the triangle shape, we don't want it pointed like a triangle because he's got quite a soft looking face.
Miss,
Yeah.
I'm still not really sure how to make the face.
So let me draw it on another. So if you draw a shape, so if you start with the top, a straight line, and then come down from there. It is an upside down triangle. Yeah. And then a line down there. And I've drawn a cube or a square, sorry, there. Does that make sense? And you don't have to stick to these lines. These are just rough guidelines that we're drawing for now. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So I've drawn the jawline in now, which is the bottom of the triangular shape. And then I'm just making it rounded because we don't want it to be straight like a triangle. And I'm going to add his ear from the side, which is a sticky out half semicircle. And then the top bit is rounded as well, not straight. And then we can draw his ear in here. And his ear has just some rough lines in there, it doesn't have to be perfect. So we've got an idea of the head now. So I'm going to rub out the inside lines of those shapes because we don't need those.
Miss, you're frozen.
Those inside lines out as well. And then to give him a bit of...
Miss, you got frozen. Can you repeat that, please?
So you know how we drew the shapes inside? So I've just rubbed out the lines in the middle of his body because we don't really need those shapes anymore. I hope the internet is okay today. So everybody, hopefully everyone's caught up with me now. Let me know if you need me to slow down, okay? So I've just drawn a line there to show the top of his nose. And another line on the other side. I'm going to make his chin a little bit rounded, more rounded. And then you can put in, we can start adding the details now. And his nose, it's not quite an oval. It kind of comes down a little bit at the bottom, like that. And then we can only see part of his eye on the other side. His eye needs to come up a little bit. Yeah. And then like we saw in that photo, that it was a little bit triangular, but a triangle with smooth corners. And then the eyeball inside. So he has a face now. Just going to do those marks. And we can draw his whiskers. So whiskers is basically a line, but it's a curved line. So if you come out, I'm giving him 3 on each side. Oops. Make that one a bit slightly straighter. Oh, and I've lost my rubber. And he does have whiskers coming out from the top of his head. So just drawn those in. So now we need to do the paws. It was a bit hard to find pictures of his paws. So I've drawn the circle where paws can be, so I have an idea of that now. And they have 5, I don't know if you call them fingers for, I'm not sure what they're called, they're nails, I guess. So I'm just going to, you can just give a suggestion of them, and I'm giving him a nail at the end of each. We'll call them fingers for now. Because he's obviously holding on to that rock that he's standing on. He's probably looking at the photographer thinking, what's that animal?
Can you repeat that of the fingers?
So I've just gone round and we need to do the other one as well. So you just need to imagine a dog or a cat's paw holding onto a rock, and they kind of do this, don't they? Like to grip onto things.
That's a bit easy for me because I have dogs and cats.
Okay, good. So you know what their paws look like. So when they spread them out, sometimes when they sit on your lap, they start spreading them out and doing this, don't they? So that's basically what I've done. So I've gone round each finger and given him a claw at the end of each finger. And we'll do the hind one as well. I think this is the most fiddly part. With most animals, actually, even when we drew the bird last time, its claws were the most fiddly bits, and its feet. And in most of the photos that I found, they're very hairy, their paws, so we can do a bit of an effect with paint so that they look a bit hairy. I'm going to draw the rock that he sat on as well. So basically just a line going across like this. Okay, so I think we have him pretty much drawn now. And we can start painting now if you're ready. So I'm going to put him to the side for now. These are the colours that I'm going to use. So we have a black, and then I have an orangey red. So if you have watercolors, it's called cadmium red if you can see the name of the color. But if not, just choose one of your reds. And this is called burnt sienna, which is quite light brown. So again, if you're using poster paints or pencil colors, just a light brown is fine. Then this is called ultramarine blue, which is a dark blue. Then you have a yellow ochre, which is trying to think of how to describe it. It looks like straw, the color of straw. And then a dark brown. Okay, so I'm going to put, and this is it's a white, but not everybody has white, so don't worry about too much about it. When we do the eye, we need to try and remember to leave a little bit of uncovered paper, so not cover the eye completely in paint. So I'm going to put some of my yellow ochre in my palette. Yeah.
Can you explain it again because I didn't hear you.
The colors. You need to hear about the colors again. Yeah.
So you need to check them
Sorry.
you need to check them if they work.
Are you using watercolors or pencil colors or?
Using watercolors.
Watercolors, okay. So what you can do is put all your colors in the palette. So I've just put some yellow ochre in this section here. And if you don't have yellow ochre, use a kind of browny yellow. We need a color for his belly.
Can we mix brown and yellow?
That could work if you use only a tiny bit of brown and quite a bit of yellow.
These kind of.
And you can try the colors out on a piece of rough paper. Hopefully you've got one nearby.
I have all the right colors, so I just need to leave them like this. I need to leave them how they are, or I need to mix them together.
Some of them, so the yellow ochre, I'm going to leave it as it is, and some of them we're going to mix. So I'm going to put a bit of dark brown here. And
Miss, do you like mine?
sorry?
That's important for
Do you like mine?
you. But this we share.
Oh, yes, brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
May,
Yeah.
is this good? Because I feel like it's going terrible.
I'm sure it's not going as terribly as you think. How can I? Do you want to hold it up a little bit again?
Okay.
Oh, he's really cute. Oh, he's lovely. Well done.
Thank you.
Very sweet.
I'm just gonna arrange his whiskers.
Mommy's having a go as well,
Oh, brilliant.
but I won't go either. No, I'm not gonna show mine now.
Oh, I've lost my video now.
Hi, Ava.
I can't find myself. Oh, there you go. And I think I need to spotlight it for everybody. Okay. So, I'm just going to add some blue onto my palette. And some of this orangey brown.
Miss, which one are you using? What color?
So far I've put down yellow ochre, which is the kind of muddy yellow.
Painting it, the picture.
Sorry?
Did you start painting?
No, not yet. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just squeezing the paint into the palette for now. And then a dark brown and a dark blue and a light brown and then a tiny bit of red.
Miss, is this yellow good?
Yes, that looks about right. You can, if you test it on a piece of paper, that's quite good to do. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. We're going to start painting him now, him or her. And I'm going to use, because quite a thin brush, I'm going to paint his or her belly with yellow ochre, but I'm going to make it really watery. I'm chucking loads of water on there. That's good, so you can see my palette. And so you can test, this is a piece of rough paper, so you can see how that's going to look. It's going to be a very watery colour. And then his belly starts from the bottom here, and then it comes up like that. And make a little bit thicker because it shows a little bit more as you get further towards his head. And then his chest is all fluffy, probably. They look very cute, weasels, but they're probably quite wild. Okay, so that's his chest. And then his fur, I'm going to try and make it not all the same color, because then it can look like fur if you have lots of different colors. So the best color I found for his fur, he's a little bit reddish. So I'm mixing some water into the dark brown, and I'm going to use a tiny bit of red. Okay, maybe a bit more red.
Miss, is this colour good? I already have, because I'm not really sure how to mix watercolours.
So do you have a dark brown?
I have this.
Can you see the name of the colour on the tube?
No, it's not. It didn't come in a tube.
It's in a palette, okay. So if you have palette colours, yeah, they are a bit harder to mix. And do you have a palette?
Well, not right next to me, but I think it's somewhere in my art thing box.
Okay, don't worry. What you can do is paint on the brown and then put a little bit of red in when it's still wet, because
Okay.
then it mixes together on the paper.
Is this one good? Which I already have.
Let me. Yeah, that looks like quite a good color. Yeah, try that and see how he looks.
Okay.
Miss,
Yeah,
what do we mix the red with?
dark brown, because we want a reddish brown. And if you have pencil colors, it depends on how many different colors you have in your pencils, but I would go for a dark brown, maybe a light brown as well if you can, maybe mix them up a little bit together. So let's start painting him.
Miss,
Yeah.
is this brown good? I mixed it with some red. Can you see it? Wait. It's the darkest brown. I mixed it with.
I can't see it.
Wait. This.
Oh, okay, yeah, that looks good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because
Miss,
it's
it's this
watercolor,
brown.
I'm going to put quite a bit of. I'm going to use a bit of a thicker brush. No, let's stick to this brush. Bit of water on the paper. So I'm just going to fill in the body with that reddish brown.
Miss, is this brown good, please?
Yeah, that looks good. Yes, brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit brown. And when you use watercolors, it's great fun because you can paint it with water and then drop the color in. His belly's dry now, which is quite good. Do his hind leg and his paws. So you can go quite light with watercolor first and then go over to make him darker. So this is the part where everybody goes quiet, including the teacher, because we're all busy painting. I might drop a few so that he's not the same colour all over. I'm going to drop a few darker bits in there.
Miss,
Yeah.
what color are the eyes of the weasel? So then when I paint the face, I don't go over the eyes.
If you, the colour I'm going to use is black. If you go over them, it's fine because black usually covers them, but we do want to leave a tiny speck of white so that they look shiny.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So let's paint the head next. Maybe I've gone too dark there. Okay, and then go round on the head. I'm going to go a little bit darker on the side of his face because that's probably a bit more in shadow than the top of his face. Head.
Miss, Mama told me to have soup, the one that I don't like. Miss, Miss,
My video was muted. Sorry about that. Somebody trying to ask a question? Can you hear me now?
Miss, did you do the nose? Yeah. What color do we need to do the nose?
The nose, you need a darker brown, so no red mixed in. So, so you know this brown that I showed you at first?
Yes, I have it. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Does somebody else need to ask a question? Okay, let me know if you need to ask anything. So, yeah, we can do the nose. We need to do the details next. So I've got a smaller brush. If you have a smaller brush, that might be helpful. So I'm going to paint the nose. It's called Burnt Umber.
I leave the meeting now, Papa.
And
Can I leave the meeting now?
like I said before, it's not quite, not a circle. There's a bit of a droopy shape at the bottom.
Miss,
Yeah.
I'm done from because I don't use paint, so I use the pencil colors.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay.
Show us. So to hold it up to the screen so we can see. Ah, wonderful. Oh, it's lovely. I love how you've given them a background and everything. Oh, well done.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. And everyone's finished early. Oh, he's lovely. He's so sweet. Well done.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. I don't know if you want to, if you finished, if it is going to be part of your nature diary, you could draw the February at the top and fill in the letters. But it's up to you.
Miss, am I allowed to use my own ideas? Because I don't really like to paint a rock. I'd rather paint the grass. Am I allowed to do that?
You don't, so yeah, we can paint we haven't finished yet, don't worry.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Did we finish?
Well, we haven't finished quite yet.
We're just doing rocks for now. We're doing the rocks.
Yeah, well, you could paint something for him to stand on at the bottom. But we're finishing off the details at the moment. So I'm going to paint his,
So you mean like the eyes and the nose, those?
yeah, and his nails.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Okay. So I'm going to mix a kind of grayish color with the blue and the brown. But if you have ready mixed gray, that's fine. And you can use a little bit of water in the mix. So with your thin brush, go over those lines of his whiskers. You might want to turn the page a little bit to give you a bit more control. And if you miss the pencil marks, don't worry, we can rub those out later. So then we have the whiskers on the side. And then use that same color, the color that's like grey. So with watercolors, I'm using the burnt umber and ultramarine mixed up. And I'm going to paint his nails in very carefully. I think that was a rubber. Okay, make them a bit pointed at the end. And the ones at the back. Okay, and then finally we can paint the eyes. So if you take your black, and I'm just going to use it, well, let's put a little bit on the palette, I think it might be safer. You don't need very much black at all. So I've just painted a tiny bit on there. And with your small brush, paint in the other eye, which is basically, you can't see all of the eye, so it's just a semicircular shape. And then the other eye, and like I said before, if we try and leave a bit of white, So you can pick it up again if you make a mistake. I'm going to make it darker at the bottom. And I might have to use my white paint after all. Yes, I'm going to have to add white paint later. I filled it all in by accident. That's fine though. So I'm going to might make his face a little bit darker later on, but we'll see. Let's paint the rock that he's standing on now. So the rock, I just kind of experimented when I did it the first time. So if you take a bit of a bigger brush and paint it with water, if you're using watercolors. You can, it might work with poster paints. You have to be a bit careful about his feet though.
Miss, what color are you using for the rock, please?
I'm going to use yellow ochre and a little bit of burnt sienna, which is, so the yellow ochre is like a straw color. So if you mix a yellow and a brown together, you should get the same color.
Can you use like kind of grayish brown, please? Because I prefer to do that on my rock.
Yeah, you can try that. It's your painting after all, so you don't have to follow what everything I do. I'm just giving you suggestions.
Miss,
Yeah.
we can't see your drawing. There's just written your name.
Yeah.
Now we
Okay, should be fine now. Okay, so I'm going to drop some of that color in here. And I like this yellow ochre color because it looks like the stone that we have here, the limestone. And to make it look like rock, I'm not painting it one color, I'm just dropping the color in. And the claws might get a bit blurry, but we can add the detail again later. If you just dab it around the paws so that you don't lose the colour that we've added there.
Miss,
Yeah.
is this coming okay?
Let's have a look. Yes, he's lovely. Well done. I don't know why I keep saying he. It could be a she as well, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just keep painting the rock in. And then at the bottom, I'm leaving space for my next species to put down for February. Because there's lots to see at the moment. It's very, very warm out there and there's so many different plants flowering. So anything you see when you're out on a walk, you can take photos of it and add it to your diaries.
Miss, I've taken a few nice photos.
Have you? That's good. Of flowers.
Yeah, I have this really pretty yellow one. Let me find it pretty.
Even I have pictures of flowers.
Ah, brilliant. Where did you take them?
Maya was at my hockey match with me. She was taking pictures of the flowers there, and I went into this abandoned house.
Ah, off on adventures. So now I'm just using this red,
Hi, Maya.
it's called burnt sienna, and I'm adding a bit of water as well to make it blend in. See, watercolors are fun.
This is one of the pictures.
Have a look. Oh wow! I think
And then there's also
okay. So hopefully you all have a rock now. I'm just going to pick up the water with the tissue.
ones. So there's this one.
Okay, that's lovely. Can't
And
tell
then
what.
I took another one of it.
I took pictures of that one as well.
So if you want to add those, like do some paintings of them like, and add them to your nature diary, that's great.
Okay.
My weasel's eye is too black. So I'm going to, so if you did fill in the whole eye, you can add a bit. That's why I like having the white paint nearby. So you just need a tiny, tiny amount. Just to make his eye look a bit shiny. Yeah, a bit better.
Miss, I finished mine. Can I show it to you?
Yes, let's have a look. Oh, he's lovely. Oh, well done. Brilliant. I think you're all artists. Amazing. So,
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Can I also show it to you?
Yes, you can. Let me, I think we'll finish the painting here and then you can show me all of your pictures.